You wake up, you take out your phone, you scroll for an hour or two, and then you finally get out of your bed to start the day. And as you go through your day, you check your phones every 5 minutes because you feel like you're missing out on something important. And without realizing, you have spent more than half of your waking hours scrolling on your phone, wasting time, being unproductive, and quite frankly, rotting up your mind. If this sounds a bit too familiar, then this video is the right video for you, because in this video, I will help you quit your phone/social media addiction for good. And I will help you do that with the best 5 tips I have learned from my own experience of going from a full-on phone crackhead, where I would literally have these withdrawals like crackheads or drug addicts do when I didn't have my phone. Like, I would get all uncomfortable. My body would start to jam. I mean, I'm over exaggerating, but I had this feeling that I was missing out on something important and that I would literally die if I would not know that information. Like, what if someone is looking for me? What if someone needs something important? What if something happens, etc., etc.? And this controlled me. And it even went to the extremes when I started having what is called the phantom vibration syndrome. And this basically means that I felt my phone vibrating, or basically heard the sound of notification coming from my phone even when no notification came in. Like, I was really imagining this notification, and that's the point of fucked up I got into with my phone addictions, man. So I went from that crackhead or phone head to now actually having no zero phone addiction. I have no interesting apps on my phone. My screen time is like 4 to 5 hours during the week, and that's work only. And it's like less than an hour during the weekend because I started enjoying life more now that I'm not addicted to my phone. And there are literally no interesting apps on my phone, like no Snapchat, no Facebook, no Messenger, no TikTok, or anything like that. I do have YouTube for work purposes, but I don't watch YouTube for my phone. I just enjoy life, and I have never enjoyed life more, quite frankly, since I have gotten rid of my phone addiction. So now the point of this video, my mission in this video right now, is to help you do the same and get rid of that phone addiction so that you can live actually a calmer and a happier life. There are really two ways you can get out of or get rid of your phone addiction, and that is quitting cold turkey, like quitting out of nowhere just like this. But I think that is painful, quite frankly, and I think that quitting gradually is a bit more doable for you, which is, I already revealed the second way, which is to slowly start quitting social media and slowly start cutting out of your screen time. And I don't really think there is much to explain about quitting cold turkey, so I will, in this video, just focus on 5 tips about quitting slowly, quitting gradually. And I think these can really help you, man, because they really strongly help me. I went both ways. I tried to quit cold turkey, but as I said, I had this itching, uncomfortable, weird feeling in my body, and it was just, as I said, I mean, like a crackhead without his crack. And that's how fucked up. So in this video, I will just focus on 5 tips from the quitting slowly, quitting gradually part. Okay, so first of all, I want you to set time restrictions on your most addictive apps. So I want you to go to your iPhone settings. I'm not really sure how it works on Android, but I believe you can set time restriction out there as well. If not, there are millions of apps out there. So I want you to set time restrictions on your most addictive apps. So I'm talking TikTok, I'm talking maybe Facebook. I don't know who uses Facebook, but Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, etc. Basically, you can still use those, but just don't use them uncontrollably. Just, you know, don't use them mindlessly. So be mindless about how you, or be mindless about your screen time, and you can achieve this by going to your settings or downloading some time restriction app and just setting a time restriction on your most addicting apps. So I would recommend you do like a 30-minute restrictions. If this feels really hard to you, then go up to an hour. But what you should aim for really is 30 minutes. For example, if your most addictive app is TikTok and you just are on TikTok for like 7 hours per day, because I have seen individuals, I've seen close people to me show me their screen times, and there will be like 8 hours on TikTok, and that's fucked up. That's like quarter of your day, and that's just weird, man. So set a time restriction on your most addictive apps, and that's pretty much it. No overcomplication. Just helps you be mindless, be more mindless. And of course, all of this will take some discipline. You need to be disciplined, and it will not be easy, because if it were easy, you wouldn't be watching this video. But just be mindless about what you consume, or not really what you consume, but how much time you spend on those addictive apps. So, homework number one, or tip number one, just go to your settings and set 30-minute time restriction on your phone on your most addictive apps. The second tip I have for you is another like phone technical thing, and that is that I want you to turn all of your notifications off, including the little, on iPhone you have the little number of notification on top of the app icon. Ideally, what you should do is set up, on iPhone. Again, I'm talking for iPhones. I don't know how it works on Androids, but I believe the majority of you has iPhones. So what you could ideally do is, how you can set those like personal modes or the not disturb mode, etc. So I want you to create one of those and turn off notifications for everything, and just turn on that mode for 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, and only allow your notifications to be turned on for the really important matters. So for example, if you have, let's say you have your parents, so you obviously want to turn on or keep your notifications turned on for your phone, and for especially your contacts, for your mom and dad, etc., etc. The same goes for messages. You want to keep those turned on. Really important matters. Just turn all just turn all your notifications off, including the little app number icons, and just keep the most important matters, which is like messages from your mom and dad, and phone calls from your mom and dad or your girl or whatever. Then just keep those on. And this really helps, because if you turn your notifications off, there's really nothing nudging you to use that phone, because let's say that you are trying to quit your TikTok addiction, for example, and you are pretty much doing well the whole day, you're kind of feeling proud of yourself. But then at night or in the evening, when you're actually feeling proud of yourself for making or having the whole day clear of TikTok, your friends send you a video, and you get a notification like, hey, this friend sends you a video on TikTok. You are really compelled to click that. It's a kind of test, it could be a good thing if you would use this to just test yourself and test your abilities, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would just recommend you turn all of your notifications off, because as I said, if you're doing good the whole day, you're feeling proud of yourself, and then for example your friend sends you some video on TikTok, you have this impulse, or at least I had this impulse, to automatically click that notification. Like the second I saw it, I would click on it, and I'll be back at it. I'll be back at scrolling on TikTok for like hours and hours, and that's really fucked. So I recommend you turn all those notifications off. Only keep those really important matters turned on, like your phone calls from parents, or your phone calls from your woman, your girl, and messages as well. So that would be tip number 2. Okay, so tip number 3. Tip number 2 was the last of the technical kind. And this third tip is really just a lifestyle tip or lifestyle change. And what I want you to do is set a rule that when you wake up, you put all your willpower to it to not check your phone first thing in the morning, because I know it's an impulse. You basically turn off your alarm, the phone is already in your hand. So also what you could do is just buy that boring little like fucking physical alarm. Don't use your phone alarm. So what I want you to do is put all your willpower to it. So when your alarm rings, I want you just click on the stop button and don't even touch your phone. Like, just pull your hand out there and just leave the room and go about your day. Just put all your willpower and discipline to it. It will be hard because it's an automatic impulse to check your phone first thing in the morning. But what I want you to do is just put all your willpower to not touching that phone and make it a rule to not, first of all, check your phone first thing in the morning. And second of all, to just leave your phone in your room for the first 1, 2, or even 3 hours of the day and just go leave the room. Leave that phone in your room and go to the kitchen, make some nice egg omelet or whatever. Just go about your day. Just go about your morning routine if you have one. But just make it a rule to not be on your phone for the first 1, 2, 3 hours of the day. You can build it up. And believe me, once you become consistent with this, you will feel so much better, man. You will go out and start your day with a clear mind. There won't be any girls dancing in your mind, TikTok videos playing in your mind. You'll just feel so much better, man. Next up, I want you to switch your consumption from short form content to long form content. So, consumption or consuming content in general is not a bad thing. Let that sink in. What is bad and what is ruining you really is the short form content. So what I want you to do is to switch completely and get rid completely of the addictive, like mind controlling short form, like for example TikTok content or the short form YouTube videos or the Twitter X post where you just scroll, you just have the impulse, you're just scrolling mindlessly. And so to make this easier, I'm not telling you to get rid of all content consuming completely. I'm just asking you and trying to help you by switching from short form content to long form content. So, for example, if you are addicted to Twitter, let's say, or X, however you call it, I want you to switch to Substack, because Substack is just like Twitter. Instead, there are more like long form articles on that app. There's also this scrolling thing where you have low key like those like tweets, basically you can scroll. But even those, man, those are way more intellectual and way more like in depth and more you have to basically think more while reading those, even though they are low key short form. What I'm talking more specifically here is to start reading those Substack posts. So if you feel the compulsion or the pulse, the pulling from your phone, like, hey, I want to scroll on X or Twitter, just get rid of Twitter and switch from Twitter into Substack and start reading more long form articles, long form posts. And they are interesting as well. Another thing you could do is just switch, if you're addicted to YouTube videos, just switch from those super short 5 to 10 or 15, 20 minutes videos to long form, like 2 or 3 hour podcasts, and just switch for that. I mean, as I said, you don't have to get rid of your consuming completely. Just go from those 10, 15, or 20-minute YouTube videos that are basically just designed to snatch up your mind into more raw, like 30-minute or hour plus videos, like podcasts or videos where there are no crazy edits. They're not like designed to keep your minds like mine, of course. Little plug right here. And what you can also do is, if you're addicted to TikTok, you can go on and just switch TikTok for a long literature book, some realism book, some Dostoevsky. It doesn't have to be literature. I mean, you can just go read some self-improvement books. But basically, just the whole point of tip number 4 is to switch from short form to more long form content. Tip number 5 is an environment tip, because I mean, environment is the most important thing you have. It makes and shapes you. And so what you can do is to surround yourself with more like-minded people who are on the same mission basically as you, with the quitting social media. Or if you're trying to, so for example, if you're trying to quit social media and you have people around you who are trying to quit social media as well, quitting social media and not using social media will become the new normal. You will get used to it, and you will actually look at people who are using social media like mindlessly and look at them with a pity, you know? You will look at them with a low-key disgust, like, hey, I was once there, like, what is this guy doing, you know? And the same goes for the opposite. So if you were trying to quit social media and you would still be, like, most of the time around people, around your friends who generally are addicted to social media, then you would be kind of urged to use social media as well, because you would be sitting next to them, you would be talking to them, and suddenly they would just pull up their phone, start fucking scrolling on TikTok, and keep showing you some like videos, and you would feel compelled or urged to use your phone as well, just to not feel like a retard out there. A few days ago, this is this is an off topic, but I just wanted to mention this. A few days ago, I was drinking my coffee out there on the porch, and I saw two guys, like maybe 15, 16 years old, just walking next to each other, and they were like this, like both of them were walking with their heads down, looking at their phone, and I actually felt sorry for them. So don't be like that. That is the power of environment, you know? So that said, if you surround yourself with people who are trying to quit social media as well, then quitting and not using social media will become the new normal. You will feel compelled to not use social media because then you wouldn't fit in. And I mean, I live by the rule is that my point in life is to not fit in, but in this case, you want to fit in. You want to fit in with the group who is not using their phones. And if you want a community like this, then I urge you to check out the first link in the description. It's a link to my school community where you can connect with like-minded men with the same goals as you, whether it's quitting social media in this case or hitting the gym more, basically becoming better in all aspects of their life and becoming the 2.0 version of themselves. That's what the community is all about. And you will not only get that community, you will also get a bunch of courses where I cover quitting bad habits, acquiring good habits, fitness, nutrition, mindset, productivity, discipline, everything basically you need to become that better 2.0 version of yourself, and to throw the 1.0 version of yourself out of the window and look back in a few months and low-key cringe at where or who you were just a few months ago. So if you would like that, go check out the first link in the description to check out more info. So yeah, these were the tips I used to go from a full out phone crackhead to a happy phone addictionless person. I enjoy simple things. I enjoy boredom. I enjoy looking at the birds. I enjoy looking at nature. I enjoy simple things like walks. And it's only, I basically enjoy life, and it's only because I quit my phone. So that's it. Go do your homework. Go apply these 5 tips. Maybe see you inside my school community. If I do, I'll be happy. If not, I respect that. But yeah, peace out.